शांत नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य दिशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय राधा रमन जय राधा रमन जय राधा रमन जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधे जय विनोद बिहारी जय राधा विनोद बिहारी राधे जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल।
हरे कृष्णा। प्लीज कंटिन्यू, अभी 7 मिनट और बचे हैं, 8 मिनट। डू सम नाइस कीर्तन।
Maybe someone else can also try.
Shani, you can do.
Okay. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Jayo Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Jayo Gurudev Jayo Jayo Gurudev Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai Anand Koti Vaishnav Vrinde ki jai Hari Nam Sankirtan ki jai
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna and Pranam dear devotees. So welcome to our daily Srimad Bhagavatam reading session. So I've posted the link, quiz link. This time it's working, and I posted it on the link group chat, and you are requested to attempt the quiz. So let me share my screen, and so far we have 10 participants who have attempted it out of 14. So relatively good proportion. So let me share my screen. Yes, so let me refresh it. So 10 participants and 5. So Atul Prabhu, number 1 position with 4830 score. And Shri Mataji, second position, 4380 score. Namrasita Mataji, 3490 with 1 wrong answer. Then Shivani, 3470. Anupama Mataji, 3360 with 1 wrong answer. Pinky Mataji, 2610 with 2 wrong answers in the first attempt. And then Amisha Gaurang Prabhu is giving, and then Ankur Sharma Prabhu is also giving, and Saurabh Prabhu has attempted. So 3 wrong answers, 1640. So let me refresh. So 10 participants still. So Rameshwar Gaurang Prabhu has come to number 3rd position with 3630 points. And then Namrasita Mataji, Shivani, Anupama Mataji, Pinky Mataji, Ankur Prabhu is still giving, 1 is left, and Saurabh Prabhu. So I think we can start with the session today. I think Rameshwar Gaurang Prabhu is here. Prabhuji will coordinate for today. Prabhuji is on mute.
Thank you so much for joining. So we'll begin our session today. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya, Vishnu Padaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pitarine, Nirvishesh Navadi, Pasha Pradesh. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from the first canto, chapter 3. That is, and we have read till 6th, text 5. No,
Text 7.
text 7. Yes. So, अब जो है, like we were discussing yesterday. So from text 6 to 27. Sorry. So from 6 to 27, now Sut Goswami is giving glimpses of each of the incarnation. So कल जैसे हमने पहले 2 incarnations पढ़े थे, the 4 Kumars and the Boar incarnation. So we will read further today from the next, just text here. So those who would like to read can raise their hand and they can read as well. So I'll try to read the Sanskrit. Prabhu, if you can zoom a little bit. Tritiyam Rishi Sargam Vai देवश्रितम उपतेयस तंत्रम सत्वतम सत्वतम आचष्ट नैष्कर्म्य कर्मणा यत तृतीयम. Word by word translation. Trityam, the third one. Rishi Sargam, the millennium of the rishis. Vai, certainly. Deva Shritam, incarnation of Rishi amongst the demigods. Upetya, having accepted. Sa, he. Tantram, exposition of the Vedas. Satvatam, which is specially meant for devotional service. Achashta, collected. Nishkarmayam, non-fruitive. Karmanam, of work. Yata, from which. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. In the millennium of the rishis, the personality of Godhead accepted the third empowered incarnation in the form of Dev Rishi Narad, who is the great sage among the demigods. He collected exposition of the Vedas, which deal with devotional service and which inspires non-fruitive action. Purport. The great Rishi Narad, who is an empowered incarnation of personality of Godhead, propagates devotional service all over the universe. All great devotees of the Lord all over universe and in different planets and species of life are his disciples. Srila Vyasdev, the compiler of Srimad Bhagavatam, is also one of his disciples. Narad is the author of Narad Pancharatra, which is the exposition of Vedas, particularly for the devotional service of the Lord. This Narad Panchtatra trains the karmis or the fruitive workers to achieve liberation from the bondage of fruitive work. The conditioned souls are mostly attracted by fruitive work because they want to enjoy life by the sweat of their own brows. The whole universe is full of fruitive workers in all species of life. The fruitive workers include all kinds of economic development plans. But the law of nature provides that every action has its resultant reaction, and the performer of the work is bound up by such reaction, good or bad. The reaction of good work is comparative material prosperity, whereas the reaction of bad work is comparative material distress. But material conditions, either in so-called happiness or in so-called distress, are meant ultimately for distress only. Foolish materialists have no information of how to obtain eternal happiness in the unconditional state. Sri Narad informed these foolish fruitive workers how to realize the reality of happiness. He gives direction to the diseased men of the world how one's present engagement can lead one to the path of spiritual emancipation. The physicians directs the patient to take treated milk in the form of curd for his sufferings from indigestion due to his taking another milk preparation. So, the cause of the disease and the remedy of disease may be the same, but it must be treated by an expert physician like Narad. The Bhagavad Gita also gives the same solution of serving the Lord by the fruits of one's labor. That will lead one to the path of nishkarmaya or liberation. Hare Krishna. तो यहाँ पे देखिए जो बताया है, रानी प्रभु, if you can scroll little bit up in the beginning. तो यहाँ पे जो है अब नारद जो है, नारद मुनि के बारे में बताया है that he is the great devotee and और जितने भी devotees हैं पूरे यूनिवर्स में, देखिए सेकंड लाइन में लिखा है all great devotees of the Lord all over universes, in different planets and species of life, are all his disciples. So see the position of Narad, that he's the spiritual master of all the jitne bhi devotees hai. He's the spiritual master of all of those, and everybody else is his disciple. And नीचे जो बताया गया है, that even in distress, that he helps those who are in distress. So जैसे हम भागवतम में देखते हैं, बहुत सारी स्टोरीज आती हैं कि जहाँ पे नारद मुनि उनको बताते हैं, he becomes their the guru, and he tells them, okay, you do this and you will get आपको भगवान दर्शन होंगे. जैसे ध्रुव महाराज का था, he was searching, और भागवतम में वो स्टोरी आएगी तो आप देखेंगे जब वो जा रहे होते हैं तो नारद मुनि उनका टेस्ट लेते हैं. पहले उनसे पूछते हैं कि आप तो जंगल में जा रहे हैं, आप इतने छोटे से बालक हैं, आप बहुत वो हैं, लेकिन जो ध्रुव महाराज हैं वो एकदम दृढ़ रहते हैं. तो वो कहते हैं, ओके, नाउ आई अंडरस्टैंड, ही इज डिटरमिन्ड, तो ही इज द राइट वन, एंड देन ही गाइड्स हिम टू डू दिस. So he is the well-wisher. So ये है the third incarnation. So we can read the next incarnation. I think we'll see who has raised hands. Shiva, Ronnie Prabhu, you want to read? You have.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you Prabhu. तुर्य धर्मा कला सर्गे नर नारायण ऋषि भूत्वात्मोपसमोपेतम् akaro dushtaram tapah. Ture. In the fourth of the line, Dharmakal, wife of Dharmaraj. Sarge, being born of Nar Narayanam, named Nar Narayan. Rishis, sages. Bhutva, becoming Atma Upasam, controlling the senses. Upetam, for achievement of Akarot, undertook Dushcharam, very strenuous. Tapa, penance. Translation and purport. In the fourth incarnation, the Lord became Nar and Narayan, the twin sons of the wife of King Dharma. Thus he undertook severe and exemplary penances to control the senses. As King Rishabh advised his sons, tapasya or voluntary acceptance of penance for realization of the transcendence is the only duty of the human being. It was done by the Lord himself in an exemplary manner to teach us. The Lord is very kind to the forgetful souls. He therefore comes himself and leaves behind necessary instructions and also sends his good sons as representatives to call all the conditioned souls back to Godhead. Recently, within the memory of everyone, Lord Chaitanya also appeared for the same purpose, to show special favor to fallen souls of this age of iron industry. The incarnation of Narayan is worshipped still as Badri Narayan on the range of the Himalayas.
The fourth incarnation, that is Nar Narayan. So you can read the next. Or you want to explain something, Ronnie? You can explain. Right. These are glimpses, or just in second canto mein aayenge, so these are explained in much detail.
Panchama Kapilo Nama.
Sorry, go ahead. Actually, Shivani Mataji ne read karna tha, I forgot.
Okay.
Shivani Mataji.
पंचमहाकपिलो नाम सिद्धेश काल विप्लुतं प्रोवाचा सूर्य शंख्यं तत्वग्राम विनिर्णयम्. Panchama, the fifth one, Kapil, Nam, of the name, Siddhesha, the foremost among the perfect, Kal, time, Viplutam, lost, Provach, said, Asurya, onto the Brahman named Asuri, Shankhyam, metaphysics, Tattvagram, the sum total of creative elements, Vinirnayam, exposition, translation. The fifth incarnation, named Lord Kapila, is foremost among perfect beings. He gave an exposition of the creative elements and metaphysics of Asuri Brahman. For in course of time, this knowledge had been lost. Purport. The sum total of creative element is 24 in all. Each and every one of them is explicitly explained in the system of Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy is generally called metaphysics by the European scholars. The etymological meaning of Sankhya is that which explains very lucidly by analysis of material elements. This was done for the first time by Lord Kapila, who is said herein to be the fifth in the line of incarnation.
Yes, you can read next also, Mataji. It is very short one. And so the fifth incarnation is Lord Kapila, and he gave the Sankhya philosophy. This is what it is talking about.
Shashtam atret apatyavam vritha prapto anusuyaya anvikshikam alarkaya prahladadibhe uchivan. Shashtam, the sixth one, atre, of Atri, apatyatvam, sonship, vrata, being prayed for, prapta, obtained, anusuyaya, by anusuyaya, anuvikshikim, on the subject of transcendent, alarkaya, onto alarka, prahlad adibhaya, onto Prahlad and others, Uchivan, spoke. Translation. The sixth incarnation of Purush was the son of sage Atri. He was born from the womb of Anushuyaya, who prayed for an incarnation. He spoke on the subject of transcendent to Alark, Prahlad, and others, Yadu, Haya, etc. Purport. The Lord incarnated himself as Dattatreya, the son of Rishi Atri and Anushuyaya. The history of the birth of Dattatreya as an incarnation of Lord is mentioned in Brahmand Puran in connection with the story of devoted wife. It is said there that Anushuyaya, the wife of Rishi Atri, prayed before the Lord Brahma, Vishnu and Shiv as follow. My Lord, if you are pleased with me and if you desire me to ask from you some sort of blessings, then I pray that you combine together to become my son. This was accepted by the lords, and as Dattatreya, the Lord expounded the philosophy of spirit soul and specially instructed Alark, Prahlad, Yadu, Hyaya, etc.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So now the sixth incarnation is Dattatreya, who has come from Anusuya, and who got it benediction from Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. Next, Namrasita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Mataji, you raised hand also, na, earlier?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Hare-
Yes, yes, you are not there. Yes. Okay. Yes, Mataji. You.
तथा सप्तम आकुत्याम रुचेर यज्ञो अभज्यत स याम ध्याये सुरगणेर अपात स्वयं भुवनतारम. Tatha, after that, Saptame, the seventh in the line, Akutyam, in the womb of Akuti, Ruche by Prajapati, Ruchi, Yagya, the Lord's incarnation of the Yagya, Abhya Jayat, advented, Saha he, Yam Adye, with Yam and others, Sura Gune, with demigods, Apath ruled, Swambhuva Antaram, the change of the period of Swambhuva Manu. Translation. The seventh incarnation was Yagya, the son of Prajapati Ruchi and his wife Akuti. He controlled the period during the change of the Swambhu Manu and was assisted by the demigods such as his son Yam. The administrative posts occupied by the demigods for maintaining the regulations of the material world are offered to the highly elevated pious living beings. When there is scarcity of such pious living beings, the Lord incarnates himself as Brahma, Prajapati, Indra, etc., and takes up the charge. During the period of Swambhu Manu, the present period is of Vivasvata Manu. There was no suitable living being who could occupy the post of Indra, the king of Indralok, heaven, planet. The Lord himself at the time became Indra, assisted by his own sons like Yam and other demigods. Lord Yajna ruled the administration of the universal affairs.
We can read the next because now we are looking at each of these incarnations one by one.
Okay.
So, Mataji, you can read the next because it is also a small one. And
Okay.
if you can scroll, I think this is also a small one, right?
Yes.
Prabhuji, can you please explain in one line about Yagya incarnation? तब समझ नहीं आया ज्यादा.
मेरे को भी ढूंढना पड़ेगा माताजी. Even I haven't read about it, so I just skipped it. So
Okay.
I will find and I'll post it in the group.
Okay,
Or I
Prabhuji.
will explain tomorrow. The seventh incarnation, Yagya and the son of Prajapati. So even I had some questions, so I've noted, so I've sent. Ronnie Prabhu may know, he may answer. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. No, Prabhu.
इसमें क्या समझ नहीं आया माता जी, ये बता दीजिए, मतलब so that we have the target to look at.
मतलब पर्पस क्या था यज्ञ इनकारनेशन?
Okay.
So like it is, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So like, can I?
Yes, yes, please, please go ahead.
Okay. Maybe you can add.
आप बताइए, you wanted to share?
No, no, Prabhu. You continue.
No, I don't know.
Okay, okay. So I think that like it is written in the purport that whenever there is like there are multiple posts in the universe, like administrative posts are there. For example, the post of Indra. And during the time of Swambhu Manu, there was no qualified living being who could take the post of Indra. So then the Lord himself took the charge of that post and position as Indra, as that incarnation Yagya. And he was assisted by his own sons Yam and other demigods. So then he ruled the administration. He ruled the administration of the universal affairs. So that Yagya is the incarnation of the Lord himself, and he is at the time of Swambhu Manu, he is the Indra also. That is only what I know.
Even I know the same, but I thought Mataji wants some details. So, and it is just there as a his main is ruled as the administration. He was looking at administration of the university. That was the incarnate. But we'll find more detail, Mataji, and share whatever you can clarify. Correct. So, I think Ramesh Prabhu had raised hand.
Namrasita Mataji was reading.
Namrasita Mataji, you were reading. Sorry.
If anyone else has raised hand, then they can read. No problem.
No, Mataji, right now. I think Ramesh Prabhu had raised hand. Yes, Ramesh Prabhu, you can go.
Okay.
Read the Sanskrit.
Vani Prabhu, you can do the Sanskrit.
Ramesh,
you there?
Devyam tu nabher jat urukrama darshayan vartama dhiranam sarvashrama namaskritam. Yes, Ramesh.
Astame, the eighth of the incarnation. Meridavyamtu, in the womb of Meridvi, the wife of Nabeh, King Nabhi, Gatah, took birth. Urkarma, the all-powerful Lord, Darsayan, by showing, Vartama, the way, Dhranam, of the perfect being, Sarva, all, ashrama, orders of life, namaskritam, honored by. Translation. The eighth incarnation was King Risbha, son of King Nabhi and his wife Meridevi. In this incarnation, the Lord showed the path of perfection, which is allowed by those who have fully controlled their senses and who are honored by all orders of life. Purport. The society of human beings is naturally divided into eight by orders and statuses of life. Prabhuji, I can't see the. Okay. The society of human beings is naturally divided into eight by orders and statuses of life. The four divisions of occupation and four divisions of cultural advancement. The intelligent class, the administrative class, the productive class, and the laborer class are the four divisions of occupation. And the student life, the householder's life, retired life, and renounced life are the four statuses of cultural advancement towards the path of spiritual realization.
Hare
Out
Krishna.
of these, the
Hare, I think there is some disturbance. I'm not able to hear clearly. Everybody else is also facing, or it is clear?
this little.
It's okay.
Here, Prabhuji, for us.
Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Sorry.
Yes,
Go
Prabhuji can't hear properly.
Okay. This voice was clear. I think it was Srujit Mataji had said. So Ramesh Prabhu, some disturbance is there, like the words are little muffled in between. So maybe you can read slowly and let us see if it gets clear, or you come closer to the mic.
Out of these, the renounced order of life or the order of sannyas is considered the highest of all, and the sannyasi is constitutionally the spiritual master for all the orders and divisions. In the sannyas order also, there are four stages of upliftment toward perfection. These stages are called Kutikaka, Bahudaka, Parvejaka Karya, and Paramahamsa. The Paramahamsa stage of life is the highest stage of perfection. This order of life is respected by all others. Maharaja Yusaba, the son of King Nabhi and Maridevi, was an incarnation of the Lord, and he instructed his son to follow the path of perfection by tapasya, which sanctifies one's existence and enables one to attain the stage of spiritual happiness, which is eternal and ever increasing. Every living being is searching after happiness, but no one knows where eternal and unlimited happiness is obtainable. Foolish men seek after material sense pleasure as a substitute for real happiness, but such foolish men forget that temporary so-called happiness derived from sense pleasures is also enjoyed by the dogs and hogs. No animal, bird, or beast is bereft of this sense pleasure. In every species of life, including the human form of life, such happiness is immensely obtainable. The human form of life, however, is not meant for such cheap happiness. The human life is meant for attaining eternal and unlimited happiness by spiritual realization. The spiritual realization is obtained by tapasya or undergoing voluntarily the path of penance and abstinence from material pleasure. Those who have been trained for abstinence in material pleasures are called dhira or men undisturbed by the senses. Only these dhiras can accept the orders of sannyas and they can gradually rise to the status of the par- Paramamsa, which is adored by all members of society. King Saba propagated this mission, and at the last stage, he became completely aloof from the material bodily needs, which is a rare stage not to be initiated by foolish men, but to be worshipped by all.
Sorry, so now the next incarnation talks about King Rishabh. जो बता रहे हैं, बारे में बताया गया था that he is the so he set up he established for those who fully control their senses and who are honored by all orders of life. यहाँ पे the Prabhupada writes in purport of the 4 divisions that one ashram और उसके अंदर सन्यासी की 4 स्टेज और उनके बारे में यहाँ and it is about the Lord.
Prabhu, your voice is not clear.
Your voice is not clear.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Better प्रभु जी यहाँ पे शायद इंटरनेट की मशीन है.
It is still problem.
पीछे से काफी
I
हॉर्न
think-
साउंड आ रहा है.
पीछे से आई थिंक फैन की वॉइस आ रही है प्रभु, फैन की आवाज आ रही है.
प्रभु आपके यहाँ से आ रही है आवाज.
मेरे यहाँ से?
हाँ हाँ रौनी प्रभु की आ रही है. हाँ ये पंखी की आवाज आ रही है.
आप
मैं तो सारे फैन बंद कराया.
गाने आप म्यूट करो. हाँ अब ठीक है.
अब ठीक है. So we have just read the 8th incarnation about King Rishabh. वो बताते हैं वो नाभि and मेरु देवी के पुत्र. He is there as a son of Nabhi Devi and Meru Devi. Nabhi and Meru Devi, King Nabhi and Meru Devi. In this incarnation, he showed the path of perfection, which was being followed by those who have fully controlled their senses and who are honored by their lives. So here Prabhupada talks about in the purport the 4 divisions and the purpose of each of these divisions, and further the sannyas के अंदर उसके भी 4 divisions उन्होंने बताए हैं. Kutika, Baduka, Parivraj Acharya and Paramhansa. And the Paramhansa stage is the highest stage. These are the ones that we read. So I think it is 8:16, so we'll take a pause and see if there are any questions that anyone has. So now we are reading about each of these incarnations, like prime 22 incarnations we'll read from 6th to 27th shloka. So now we have read till 8th. So we'll take pause and see if there are any questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhuji, this Yagya incarnation is mentioned in 4th canto. Like Swambhu Manu has 3 daughters, Akuti, Devuti, and Prasuti. So Yagya was the son of Akuti, and it is mentioned in text 4.1.5. So we can read this text. We can read the translation of it.
Yes, Mataji, you can read.
Yes, Prabhu. So here it is. This is 4.1.5. Of the 2 children born of Akuti, the male child was directly an incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his name was Yagya, which is another name of Lord Vishnu. The female child was a partial incarnation of Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, and the eternal consort of Lord Vishnu. So Akuti begot 2 child. One was son. The name was Yagya, and he was incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the daughter was incarnation of Lakshmi. And her name was, it is not mentioned. I think it is mentioned in second, in the next verse.
Ruchi.
Dakshina. No, it is Yagya and Dakshina.
No, Yagya later married Dakshina.
But he was married with his sister only. मुझे याद है कि ऐसे महाराज ने कुछ ऐसे बताया था कि भक्ति प्रीतिवर्धन महाराज ने कि उस टाइम में ऐसे हो जाता था. So the दक्षिणा जो है उन्हीं की सिस्टर थी, and he was incarnation of the Lord of, क्योंकि हम आगे पढ़ेंगे तो हम we can understand.
Yes, Mataji. So basically अभी जो है जैसे कि सुत गोस्वामी जो है, like he is giving like at this time Parikshit Maharaj is giving a glimpse of what are the various incarnations. जस्ट द इनकारनेशंस के कैसे कैसे सारी इनकारनेशंस हैं। तो जो 6 क्वेश्चंस जो उन्होंने पूछे थे, सो वन ऑफ द क्वेश्चन वाज अबाउट द इनकारनेशन. So right now in in this chapter, it is only about a glimpse of all the incarnations, and all incarnations detail में वो हैं, वो आगे दिए गए हैं.
Yes,
In fact,
मैं इसलिए बता रही हूँ क्योंकि अभी माता जी पूछ रहे थे,
yes.
so we can read these 2-3 purports. So
Yes, Mataji. So we'll
we can
find
read
the
the 3
complete, we'll find the complete history, Mataji. Then we'll read. क्योंकि अभी तो मैंने वो 4th canto तो माताजी मैंने पढ़ा नहीं है. Then when we read another canto, we may have more questions, more
नहीं
clarifications.
प्रभु जी हम यही पढ़ रहे हैं अभी, इसलिए
Yes, Mataji, you can read, no problem. Go ahead, Mataji, you can read.
Okay. Should I read next one now? So it is text 5. Swayambhu Manu very gladly brought home the beautiful boy named Yagya and Ruchi, his son-in-law, capped with him the daughter Dakshina. So Dakshina. Then the text 6, the lord of the ritualistic performance of Yagya later married Dakshina. तो अभी जैसे माता जी पूछ रहे थे, so ये वो माता जी का आंसर है यहाँ पे. Who was anxious to have the personality of Godhead as her husband. And in this wife, the Lord was also very much pleased to beget 12 children. So yes, प्रभु जी यहाँ तक क्लियर हो गया. और पर्पस में जो माता जी पर्पस पूछ रहे थे, हो सकता है कि पर्पट में प्रभुपाद ने पर्पस भी बताया हो कि what was the purpose of his incarnation.
Yes, माता जी. So उसमें जैसे उन्होंने बताया था, he was जैसे रोनी प्रभु ने भी explain किया था that this special incarnation, because at that time कोई भी ऐसा qualified living being नहीं था who could take the post of Vishnu. So then the Lord himself took the position of Vishnu and the position
Indra.
sorry,
Yes, Indra.
yes, because there was nobody who was qualified to take the position of Indra. So Lord himself took that position, and as Yagya, he was looking at the universal administrative affairs. तो इंद्र की पोस्ट के जो काम थे वो भगवान स्वयं देख रहे थे, उन्होंने अपने आप को निकाल नहीं कराया से like each of these, so जितने भी हम incarnations पढ़ रहे हैं अभी
स्वामी प्रभु डिस्टर्बेंस आ रही है.
So like each of the incarnations that we are reading, every canto like second canto से start हो जाएंगे and we will have in detail about each of these incarnations. और उसमें आपको पूरे chapters मिलेंगे for each incarnation in detail, because right now it is just a snapshot. हरे कृष्ण. कोई और किसी का कोई और प्रश्न? Any other questions? I think there are few in chat. Okay. Hare Krishna. So we'll end. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshatari Chalo Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.